What's up, guys? Today we're talking about possibly the most boring subject in paint, something I guarantee you did not just recently search for to find this video, but could be one of the most important things in painting, and that's floor coverings. You know, if you spill paint, is it going through to the carpet? Is it going through to the hardwood floors? Is it going to ruin the floors underneath? You're going to scratch the floors underneath. Today, that's what we're talking about. This is a video that can save you a ton of money in the future if you do this correctly, or cost you a lot of money if you choose the wrong product for the project that you're doing. So today we're talking about builder paper, primarily from Trimaco, pretty much their full gamut of papers minus the floor shell, not covering the floor shell. We just went as high as the X-board, and you'll see for the test that we're doing, there is no need to review the floor shell. All right, so first things first, and I got my notes here. This is going to be a little bit more of a technical video, so we'll just try and go through it as quick as we can, and I'll keep this video as short as I possibly can. For the test that we were testing these papers on, we did a few different ones, and I made my beautiful graph to keep track of all my notes here. So we did latex paint, oil-based stains, water-based stains, paint thinner, and mineral spirits, and then also a ton of weight on the bottom of a ladder, and pulled it and see what paper held up and what did not. So to start off, we'll start off with the builder paper. All right, so a couple little facts about builder paper. From our local Sherwin-Williams, retail price on builder paper is $18.99 per roll. And from a roll of builder paper, you get 481 square feet, which equals out to about 4 cents a square foot. Let's see, what else? Builder paper. Builder paper, for the latex paint, for our test, the latex paint did not bleed through. Oil-based paint did bleed through. Oil-based stain did bleed through. Water-based stain, nope. Paint thinner and mineral spirits bled through a lot. Basically, we just filtered paint thinner and mineral spirits. So if you're working over hardwood floors and you spill paint thinner and mineral spirits, you got to rip that paper up and clean it up immediately. Same way with oil-based paint and oil-based stain. If it hits the paper, clean it up immediately, cut it out, put down a new piece of paper on your project. As far as builder paper goes, as far as the drag test, it actually did pretty good. I was expecting the drag test to rip right through it. And that's 2 5-gallon buckets of plaster on top of that. So very heavy 5-gallon buckets. And just pulled it in a straight line as evenly as I could. And yeah, I was shocked. Didn't tear. All right, so the next one we got Red Rossin. So every time we've said this whole test, I just immediately want to say yum after it, like the Red Robin commercials. But I will try and constrain myself here on out on the Red Rossin. So Red Rossin, you get 481 square feet at $19.99 per roll. And again, these prices are from our local Sherwin-Williams. So thereabouts again at around 4 cents per square foot per roll. All right, the Red Rosin, is it necessary? Do you get any kind of benefit of the rosin paper? Well, all right, Red Rosin, latex paint, stopped it. Red Rosin on the oil-based paint, I think it bled through more than the builder paper, which is a similar price. Oil-based stain through the Red Rosin, bled through. Water-based stain didn't bleed through. Paint thinner and mineral spirits, it bled through, but didn't seem to bleed through as bad as the builder paper. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how that happened. All we can do is, through our test, maybe I poured more paint thinner, maybe I poured more mineral spirits, I don't know. But compared to builder paper, they both bled through. So if you have an oil-based spill, you need to cut out that paper immediately and clean it up off of your floor and patch in a new piece of paper. All right, as far as the drag test, well, I see right here in the video, it didn't do very well. So builder paper, again, surprised us. I don't know. It slid right across it. So maybe the red rosin's a little grippier and to grab the paper, but for thickness, I mean, they feel very similar. So I don't know. Both 4 cents a square foot, though, similarly priced. As far as the red rosin, I don't know. They both bled through, so I don't know if there's an advantage to red rosin over builder paper. Your mileage may vary. For this test anyway, that's what we saw. All right, so now going into the X paper. All right, X paper. Our price on it. Now, also the X paper, you don't get as much per roll as you do at the builder paper or red rosin. So we're looking at 8 cents per square foot, $28.99 per roll, 360 square feet per roll. As far as the X paper goes, latex paint, shut it down. No bleed through whatsoever. Oil-based paint, shut it down again. No bleed through. Oil-based stain, no bleed through. Water-based stain, again, no bleed through. Paint thinner, mineral spirits, a little bit of bleed through. They still went through. So if you have those kind of cleaners, thinners, whatever, you need to cut that out, clean it up, cut that section of paper out, clean up any bleed through that you had underneath it, and repatch it in. So the next one, X board. So we're getting a little bit thicker, and again, almost double in price because we're not getting as much per square foot. On your estimating, this is something that you want to watch. So if you're doing per roll, when you start getting into the thicker materials, you're getting less per roll. Your weight's getting heavier. So X board, $42.99 per roll. Now we're jumping up to 14 cents per square foot out of 300 square feet. X paper, latex paint, all good, didn't bleed through. Oil-based stain or oil-based paint, didn't bleed through. Oil-based stain, didn't bleed through. Water-based stain, no bleed through. Paint thinner and mineral spirits, a little bit of bleed through again. And as far as the drag test with the 2 buckets of plaster on top of it, did great. Didn't rip. So if you're on a job site where a lot of ladders are going to be drug across this thing, X paper may be, or yeah, X paper, or X paper or X board. I don't know. Both are great as far as the drag test. All right, so the next one is the new Stay Put is what we're going to be looking at next. Now we're jumping up in cost quite a bit. So now we're at $79.99 per roll, and you only get 177 square feet per roll. And with that, you're looking at 45 cents per square foot. I know, it's getting crazy expensive. So what Trimaco says is Stay Put is reusable. Something to talk about as far as reusability on this. One, I had a horrible time trying to cut this with a razor. It kept wanting to tear and come apart. Maybe I'm cutting it wrong. I don't know. The reusability on this, I get it. I get why it's reusable, but you're cutting this per shape or per size for each room. So on your next job, when you reuse it, there's no way you're doing the same size room again. So you're going to be overlapping pieces. I don't know. Maybe just fine. So it in whatever project or use case that you're using this for may work out great. So as far as blocking, latex paint, shut it down. Like nothing bled through. Oil-based paint, nothing. Oil-based and water-based stains, nothing coming through whatsoever. Paint thinner, mineral spirits, nothing. It's out of the test here, it was the only one that stopped everything from bleeding through, which is awesome. You know, that's great. What more could you ask for from that? The downside to it, when you look at the drag test here, it's stickiness and coating over the top of it. If you notice, hopefully it's coming through in the camera, it actually tore at that top coating, the blue coating on the top of it. And after that layer is torn, it's not going to stop paint spills, which may be okay, but now that that waterproof oil stain chemical resistant layer is now torn, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. So, you know, keep that in mind. Now, the odds of where you had the scrape marks, having oil-based paint or even water-based paint at that point landing right in that spot, it's probably pretty, you know, unlikely to happen, but it's definitely something to consider, especially for a product that's, you know, reusable. What I do really like about this is even though in the test we did tape it down, using it on the job site, it stays put just like the name says. It's not sliding all over the floor, so it's something to keep in mind. But what I'm having a hard time with is reusability 2, maybe 3 times, and then at this point, you know, these things are going to start getting pretty gross, at least for at least for a painter. These things are going to start getting pretty gross. And whereas we have X-Board, which did fantastic at 14 cents per square foot, Stay Put's at 45 cents per square foot. Are you going to get 3 uses out of it? I'm not great at math. I'm a painter. But 14 cents per square foot versus 45 cents per square foot, are the use cases going to match up? I don't know. I think probably not, but maybe for you, they might. So if you're just trying to protect a job site and you're not doing a lot of painting and sanding, and these things are going to be getting really gross, that you're going to need to be cleaning them up constantly. I guess you can vacuum them, but they're not going to fit again. So just something to consider. Your mileage for these may vary. But I just wanted to make this video because a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about floor coverings, you know, drop cloths. That would be another video for another time. Which drop cloths are better and reusable. And personally, we like to use, for our job sites, we use X paper. We like it a lot. It holds up great for us. The cost is lower. We've never had a lot of luck with red rosin. We haven't used a whole lot of builder paper as well. Typically, we start at X paper, and that's what we use. And if we're setting up scaffolding, then we use floor shell, because the weight of the scaffolding, as you know, hopefully you hadn't learned this the hard way, can dent hardwood floors. So in turn, we use our floor shell for that. And if we're going really high, if we're going 3 sets or more, we'll actually do 2 layers of floor shell in our space. So hopefully you found this informative. Again, like I said, this is the video that I suspect you probably didn't search for. Probably didn't know you even needed to know anything about floor coverings, but there is a difference. And I just wanted to make this video so you didn't have to learn some of these lessons the hard way from a paint spill if you were using the red rosin or the builder paper and had an oil-based small little paint spill, and after 2 or 3 days of it sitting on your surface, roll up your paper to start cleaning up and find a huge mistake on your customers' hardwood floors. So hopefully this saved you a bunch of money, saved you a bunch of time, and yeah, I guess that's it. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll keep making these videos as much as we can. And if you have any ideas for other videos, we would love to hear more ideas for more videos in the future. So thank you for getting to this point of the video, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.
All right. Well, I'll let you do the thing now. Remember, 44 minutes.
Can you imagine an hour's worth of me talking about paper? Wow.
Yes.
It's like Dunder Mifflin.
Ready, go.
Go.